In the 1960s, career firefighters in Montgomery County worked for individual volunteer departments across the county. Each fire department had its own set of rules, standards, and wages, and the treatment of career firefighters across the county was just as inconsistent. As the county began drafting their recommendations to improve fire service delivery, career firefighters had no voice. A group of career firefighters recognized the need to unify as one in an attempt to gain a voice, to better their working conditions, improve their safety, and earn better wages. Facing retaliation for their organizing efforts, and with no guarantee of success, these firefighters blazed forward. And on October 24, 1966, Montgomery County's career firefighters were charted as Local 1664 of the IAFF. The early days of the local were not easy. Our members were still hired, fired, and disciplined by the independent volunteer firefighter corporations in the county, all of which had different hiring standards and working conditions. And of course, threats or dismissal for participating in union activities was common. In the late 1960s, the local began its 40-year fight to have a single fire chief oversee all firefighting in the county. Fire Bill 1 passed in 1967, creating the single chief. However, the volunteer corporations rallied to overturn the decision via a county-wide referendum. As the local grew in size and power, working conditions, member safety, and compensation remained the primary concern. Throughout the county, every corporation had their own work schedule, staffing levels, and wages. In some cases, members would work 14 hours of overtime and only get paid for 8. Numerous lawsuits were filed, and as they moved forward, Local 1664 secured a string of successful verdicts against the volunteer corporations. The most important being a 1987 U.S. District Court mandate declaring career firefighters were subject to the overtime provisions of the Fair Labor Standards Act. As a result, firefighters were awarded millions of dollars in back pay. The final ruling, and with the passing of Bill 4287, Local 1664 members became county employees on January 15, 1988. Then in May, Local 1664 became the bargaining agent for the ranks of Master Firefighter and below. And in July of 1989, their first contract went into effect. Over the next several years, lieutenants and captains were added to the bargaining unit. In 2004, legislation was passed creating a single fire chief for the county. Our very own brother Tom Carr was appointed the first fire chief in Montgomery County. Despite the hard work and fight to improve conditions for its members, our local has positioned itself as a force in the community. To date, Local 1664 members have raised over $2 million for MDA and host an annual golf tournament for the burn unit at Washington Hospital Center. Every holiday season, members can be seen purchasing meals and distributing them to those that are less fortunate. They assist our wounded soldiers at Walter Reed Hospital and provide assistance to the children attending the annual IAFF burn camp held in the D.C. area. Local 1664 Members Welfare and Benefit Fund assists members in times of need, most recently building an access ramp for a member injured off the job and watching over a member's home while he was deployed overseas serving our country. And every year, over $12,000 in scholarships are awarded to dependents of Local 1664 as they pursue their dreams in college. Today, Local 1664 proudly represents over 1,100 career firefighters throughout Montgomery County. They stand on the front line, responding to thousands of emergency calls a year, providing fire suppression and EMS services, as well as water rescue, hazmat, bomb squad, and technical rescue to over 1 million residents who call the county home. Local 1664 members have also responded in our nation's greatest times of need, sending teams to the Oklahoma City bombing, the Pentagon on 9/11, as well as severe weather incidents Hurricane Katrina and Superstorm Sandy. Local 1664 proudly maintains relationships with politicians on both sides of the aisle on all levels of government. This has been key to securing many benefits our members enjoy today, such as collective bargaining, binding arbitration, 20-year retirement, the drop plan, pay raises, Social Security pension offset reduction, 4-person staffing, officers in the local, and presumption benefits on the county and state level. Our local is as strong as it is today because of the sacrifice, hard work, and dedication of all our presidents, principal officers, and executive board members who took a stand when it was needed most. And it is strong today because when our leaders took a stand, our members were there to have their backs. It is what being in a union is all about. Our first 50 years has been nothing short of successful. And while challenges will always lie ahead, we have shown that by staying united, the members of the Montgomery County Career Firefighters Association IAFF Local 1664 will always come out on top.